brewing and really just like making things that taste good has always been an interest to me. The brewery as a business was always much more Kellan's idea. Not that I was content living the way that I was, but just that it's hard for me to conceive of like turning something like that into a business. And, you know, I think he has a much better brain for that and much more of I think really he's just a lot more likable than I am.
We were kind of the Irish twins sort of thing, just the same age more or less, and we're on the same teams and all that kind of stuff growing up. And Davin was really drawn to a lot of unique kind of interests and hobbies, but there were things that he could do by himself and do really well. And I really think that's a part of our story. Homebrewing became this hobby of his. He was reading books and he was buying equipment and it was taking over his apartment. So all that kind of led up to me saying, you know what, I think you'd be really good at being a brewer. And then right after that, I was saying, you know what, we should open a business together because I knew he was going to become amazing at making beer.
We're both very kind of self-motivated people. I think a lot of what got us here was us being raised like that.
He went to Chicago to brewing school. And then he went to Germany, had some studies in some other countries as well to finish that program where he was a salutatorian. And I was in Nashville, got a job with a beer distributor, learning the business, and was going to some grad school classes at night to work on our business plan, our business model. I moved out west to work for Sierra Nevada Brewery, an industry pioneer. I came back to Memphis after being out there for a couple of years, and then we opened in 2013.
The past year, we've won a bunch of national and international medals for beer quality, and none of that is possible without everyone that works in the brewery understanding the goal and working towards it in the same way, like as a team.
We were the first in the state to can beer. We're the first tap room in the city of Memphis. So there were breweries that were open, but they didn't have the tap room kind of customer experience. The two of us, you know, balance each other a lot. We have other people here that, you know, bring up our weaknesses. We have third-party vendors, you know, accounting firms, people that like they also pick up where our weaknesses are. So you've got to know your weaknesses, know your strengths and your weaknesses, I think. And if you are weak somewhere, that's totally fine, but find a solution, or else it'll be a constant struggle. But Sky Dog Amber just won a gold medal at the Great American Beer Festival in the International Amber category. So competing, you know, with like the Dos Equis Amber style of beer. Tiny Bomb is the, you know, biggest and best-selling beer made in Tennessee right now, and we are the biggest and best-selling craft brewery in the state of Tennessee as well. But Tiny Bomb, you know, despite the other beers that we've made that have won acclaim, it's the one that continues to carry, you know, this business, and I think kind of define a lot about our culture too. We work with folks on a monthly basis in terms of picking somebody to spotlight. Some of my favorite ones have been Kaleidoscope, that was in Binghamton, that was worked with food-based refugees that were trying to start businesses. We had a food festival on Broad Avenue, so supporting them was a really cool, unique community endeavor. I think for us, we still feel like, I guess we still are a small business in a lot of ways. We're still young-ish as a 12-year-old business. And, you know, these are people who have changed the world from Memphis. A lot of them have. So very humbling to be on the list, and hope we can continue to uphold our belonging in the group.